And welcome back. This is about to be the very last game of the whole weekend. The 2018 Boardwalk Empire Tournament, hosted by the Santa Cruz Derby Girls, a WFTDA recognized tournament. We're about to see Windy City versus Detroit. It's the All-Stars teams for both of these leagues. Looks like things are about to get started. We've got Detroit in red and Windy in black. On the line, I see number 312, Ashley Perrin, jamming for Windy. Oh, but that's going to be number 08, Jillian Rookard, picking up lead for Detroit.
It's nice to see Jillian Rookard starting off as the jammer in this game for Detroit. She was playing pivot a lot earlier in the tournament weekend. And as you can see, I mean, she's a formidable pivot, but she's also an amazing jammer. She was just quick through for 4 points, really quick. Looks like they're going to run this jam a little bit longer. Both jammers are on a scoring pass, but the Detroit bench staff has faith in Jillian Rookard.
And it looks like a track cut called on Jillian. You know, Detroit also played this morning. Both of these teams played earlier today. Detroit played Rocky for game 13 at 10 a.m., and Windy played Santa Cruz at noon. So both of these teams are also going to be a little bit tired.
Ashley Perrin also had another, a great streak of high-scoring points when she played against Santa Cruz earlier this morning. Does not have lead jam status, but doesn't seem too bothered by the fact of having to go for 2 minutes.
If I recall correctly, during Detroit's game, they also decided to run the first couple jams long, but it went in their favor a little bit more than this time. I mean, points-wise, they're still doing well, but they did get that. They did that penalty, so they are behind a little bit.
It's hard to imagine in Game 17 of a 3-day weekend when you're on your fourth game that you have the endurance to start off the game
with a
going long.
2 minute, yeah.
But I think, there's, even with all the talent here this weekend, the two jammers that you could rely on most, besides maybe Loose Chaos, to go long in the final game of the day, Jillian Rookard and Ashley Perrin are probably those two.
That's fair, yeah. Ooh, and I just noticed Perrin's skates are like Windy City colors. That is rad.
I miss them, but I have been a fan of Jillian's skates all weekend. They're very colorful.
Looks like after all is said and done, a 25-10 jam in favor of Windy. So still got 14 points on Detroit.
Okay, and lining up for Windy City, I see number 17, Mia Goham, going up against number 10. Is that Swift Justice for Detroit?
That is, yeah. And Mia Goham picking up lead.
Very happily, too. A big grin on her face.
And penalty box is now empty. It's the pivot from Detroit, number 193, Ringer.
Oh, and it looks like we're going to have another power jam. 2 jams in, 2 power jams in. Swift Justice is heading to the penalty box. It looks like for maybe a high block.
I didn't happen to catch it. I was just noticing that there was a blocker from Windy also heading to the box at the same time. So
we're just going to go long again, perhaps. I mean, when you're Mia Goham, when you have like those long legs, she can make up so much speed on the track, and she can jump the apex and shorten the amount of tracks she has to cross.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well use this power jam to her advantage.
Agreed. She's also a very graceful jammer. Like, even that, look at that. A couple little hops, not even much of a spin move needed, just sort of maneuvering her feet.
Did opt to call it, I think. Call it just a little bit early, so they can start off with a power jam. So I do see that Swift Justice is standing in the box, so she has 10 seconds or less before she enters the track. But she's going up against
Isabella Allende,
who has had a great game against Santa Cruz earlier. Probably one of their highest scoring jammers.
Ooh, she almost makes it on the outside, but that one blocker. Oh man, and Swift Justice back on the track, picking up lead for Detroit.
That is so rewarding when you come out of the box and get lead jam. It's like, see, it's okay. It's okay.
In their game earlier against Rocky Mountain, She was a little penalty heavy, but same sort of thing happened. They would ice her a lot, and she could frequently get back on the track and pick up lead. So it's nice to know that, Wendy thinks that's going to be a great opportunity for them, but Detroit also knows they can still count on her if she's starting in the box. There's still probably plenty of time for her to hop out and catch lead. And that's number 16, Bambi Bloodlust, jamming for Wendy.
Bambi is an exceptionally jumpy and jukey jammer. She really tries to get that pack moving. She needs the speed for her advantage. And it looks like it's going to work out in her favor. She was up in the front, but both these crews are doing a great job of recycling.
Yeah, and that was so close for McDonald, number 32, jamming for Detroit. And McDonald able to pick up lead. That's 3 out of 4 jams now.
And we have a star pass to number 8 on Windy City.
That's Rita Hateworthy. Now the jammer of record. McDonald able to finish that scoring pass and call off the jam, picking up 4 points.
I do see some communication here happening with Ashley Perrin, the jam ref, going and talking to Darth Bling, our crew head ref and tournament head ref. Oh, and we were taking a look at our Twitter here, and we have a shout out from the Windy City Rollers on Twitter. They say, "Let's go Windy City Rollers!" Sending all the love from Chicago. Our Slack thread is up and ready for those of us watching from Sweet Home Chicago. So, welcome Windy City Rollers Slack channel to the feed.
And without us even noticing, Jillianne Rickard already picking up lead and coming back around for more points. Meanwhile, Windy's Ashley Perrin still in the pack.
Yeah, Jillian's incredibly fast. I was so busy talking about hashtag Derby Twitter. I didn't even see her get
missed
lead.
it. And Perrin is now out, coming back around on a scoring pass.
Opting to go long again, allowing Ashley Perrin to come into the pack and score some points. Jillian Rickard scored 3 on that jam. Unfortunately, Ashley Perrin did score 4, so even though Detroit had lead jam, they come down -1 point in that. That's one of the dangers of going long. If you go long, you can have an opportunity to rack up several points.
Totally.
But, they get one swift pass in there,
Yeah.
and suddenly the tables have turned.
And it looks like we're back to Mia Go Ham and Swift Justice.
And Mia Go Ham gets lead jam. Ooh!
Ooh, that's nice.
I bet I'm not the first one to realize that rhymed.
Mia Go Ham, the only jammer so far to be able to pick up lead from Windy City.
Swift Justice did just make it out of the pack in turn 2, coming up on her scoring pass. But Mia Go Ham is calling it frantically, making eye contact, frantically tapping.
And 3 points going to Windy, bringing the score to 42 for Windy and 19 for Detroit.
All right, and now for the first time for this game for Detroit, we see Racer McChaser take the star. Racer McChaser, by the way, was just petting my dog. Very nice lady. We have a whistle right at the start. That looks like a false start for Detroit, but right back into it. Racer is the jammer in the front, pushing up the pack, but Windy City's jammer, Isabella Allende, is also pushing up her pack very quickly and making a lot of ground here.
Yeah, she's definitely making up some of that time.
And Racer McChaser has been awarded lead jam status, but she's being recycled to the back of the pack and has to go back to where she started from. But she was able to get in pretty quickly and make her way back to turn 2. She's just got 2 players to beat, 2 Windy City blockers to beat. Now 1, and she is out. Retains lead jammer status and is now approaching first win pass.
And Isabel Allende looks like She's a little bit shaken up there. She tried to go for the apex jump, got blocked on the way, and then landed kind of awkwardly along with into one of her blockers. Looks like she's up now and going back at it. Racer McChaser taking a little bit of her time. She knows that Isabel isn't out yet.
It can be tempting, we're so early on in the game, it's only Jam 7, and 42-19, it kind of looks like a big lead, but it's really nothing when it comes down to one jam. Racer McChaser has control of this. She knows that Isabella is not scoring. She has time to make it up.
And it looks like a blocker from Wendy in the box will be there for 2 penalties.
Oh, that's the worst. A full minute sitting in a plastic folding chair just staring at everybody else playing roller derby.
And Isabel Allende is out of the pack. A bit behind Racer McChaser, who's going to come back around. And the Wendy blockers are at the back, so she has a perfect opportunity to pick up some points before calling it off. Looks like 2 more.
She called it off with just about a second to go. So that was a 2-minute jam, which nets Detroit 7 points. It's a long ways to go for 7 points, but every little point helps in this stage.
Hey, V.
Yes?
Did we introduce you?
No, it's okay.
Oh,
It's fine.
man,
That's
that's
fine.
my bad.
My name was on the screen, though, so yeah, that works. And that looks like Bambi Bloodlust is the jammer for Windy City, out with lead jammer status. I see the star coming off of Detroit's jammer's head. Not sure if she's looking to pass or stash. And that's number 32, McDonald. Still holding the star at the moment because her pivot is holding back the tripod on the back, working on Bambi Bloodlust. And McDonald is out, but Bambi wisely calls out the jam.
Looks like 4 points being awarded to Wendy. Hey V, did you know that the WFTDA has 422 member leagues and 46 apprentice leagues spanning 6 continents?
Wow.
You can find team rankings, news updates, and more online at WFTDA.com.
I don't want to out myself. Well, yes, I do. I'm super old school. I remember when the WFTDA had 20 leagues. I remember before the WFTDA was the WFTDA. All right, and we have Jillian Rickard coming out blazing. Gets lead jam status for Detroit. Already approaching her scoring pass. Just kind of ducks and dives. Gets a really quick 4. Perrin is out, and Jillian Rickard again is going to go long on Ashley Perrin.
And that is an illegal contact, right?
I don't know.
I think that was an illegal contact called on Ashley Perrin.
I don't see that hand signal very often. I know some of them have changed, but sounds right to me.
So Jillian Rickard on a power jam at the moment.
Already has 9 points on the board. So this must be a 3rd scoring pass for her. Bench is frantically telling her to call it. Looks like they're going to try and start on a power start. Ashley Perrin is standing, though, so we could have one of the situations that we talked about earlier where they just come out of the box and fly through the back. Racer McChaser, the only jammer on the track at the moment, went all the way back into the turns. Looks like she wanted to get a little speed. Her defense is opting to wait with the tripod on the back, waiting for Ashley Perrin's arrival.
But she was able to pick up lead, and she's out of the pack with Ashley Perrin now on the track and engaging with that tripod of Detroit blockers in the back. And it looks like one of them engaging in a not-so-great way, getting sent to the box. Looks like Ashley is out.
Racer McChaser goes for a quick call there. It's like just 4 points on that jam. A 4-0 jam, though, which, oh my gosh, we haven't talked about the score in a while.
Yeah.
46-42 in favor of Windy City.
Yeah, Windy's only been able to pick up 4 points in the last 4 jams. Meanwhile, looks like in those last 4 jams, oh yeah,
Detroit went on a run. All right, so starting off jam 11, we have Mia Goham jamming for Windy City Rollers, going up against number 10 for Detroit. That's Swift Justice, or Swifty, as we could call her if we're short on time.
And Mia Goham picking up lead. Mia Goham still able to pick up lead every time she's on the track.
She is trying to squeeze herself into that Detroit tripod. She did manage to get them to spread out a little bit, but then decided, I'm going to go for the apex. But the opening was not there, and she is forced to call it as Swift Justice approach.
And 2 points added to Windy's score, bringing us to 48-42. 42, still a super close game.
Yeah. I see Racer McChaser's back on the line for Detroit. I feel like she was just here. She's going up against number, is it 7-7? Isabel Allende? Am I saying that correctly? Allende?
I think it's Allende. That's the notes that we've got here.
Took Spanish for 5 years. Can't figure it out.
But also puns.
And she is out with lead. Racer McChaser still fighting to get through in the straightaway here. And is out. Let's see if Windy City's going to go long. It looks like they're telling their jammer to keep going.
And to answer your speculation from earlier, yes, we did just see her on the track.
You know what? Last game of the day, last game of the tournament. Get all that time on that track that you can get. So I'm not sure if it looks like maybe one more point was scored there for Windy City. So that was a 5-4 jam, which brings the score to 53-46 in favor of the Windy City Rollers.
And if you can't get enough roller derby, go ahead and tune into the Big O, a WFTDA recognized tournament hosted by Emerald City every year. It's going to be next weekend, May 4th through 6th in Eugene, Oregon.
One of the biggest tournaments of the year. We actually have our junior skaters there. The Santa Cruz Gromshells will be skating at the Big O.
Yes.
And we have one of our JRDA refs also reffing there.
Nice.
Killikee.
Bambi Bloodlust jamming for Windy against McDonald from Detroit.
Both these packs at the moment look very physical. Lots of hitting rather than containing. Both packs looks like they were really trying to get the jammers to the lines.
Yeah, not a lot of super tight packs, as you mentioned, just sort of some baiting and some hitting.
And that can kind of sometimes, look, we have McDonald going on a power jam, looks like a forearm. But yeah, sometimes when you see these packs spread out a little bit more, people focusing on hitting and like not really working together, it might just be due to just fatigue of playing all weekend. It's hard to stay together, to just stay nice and tight and slow when you're tired.
That's fair.
Okay, so C00 being held up. Oh, so there was no point scored on that jam. 53-46 in favor of the Windy City All-Stars. Does look like maybe nope. No one's calling a timeout. Everyone was kind of looking at each other like really expectantly. I thought that something was going to happen.
And it looks like McDonald is sitting, so more than 10 seconds at least in the box. Meanwhile, Perrin makes pretty quick work of those 2 blockers at the front. A nice job by Windy getting out that blocker that was just coming back onto the track, and they're still doing so now, trying to make sure that they can't rejoin their teammates up at the front. And McDonald is back, going for a pass. Yeah. Windy's doing a good job separating them, and McDonald's just going to go ahead, take the inside, and get through with her initial pass. A really good effort from number 2-8. That was Racer McChaser.
As the pivot. So she's really doing double duty here. I see 4 points 4 points on that pass. So a total of 9 points for Windy City. Bringing their score to 62 to Detroit's 46. Still a very close game. Especially with, 10 minutes left in the first period. It feels like it's flying by. It feels like it's been like 5 or 6 jams.
It does. Maybe especially because those first few jams.
We're so long.
Yeah. Swift Justice and Mia Go Ham jamming now.
I think this is a matchup we've seen a couple of times already.
It is, yeah. And once again, Mia able to pick up lead. That's 5 in a row now for Wendy, able to pick up lead jammer. They've been able to score on 3 of the last 4, not including this jam. Although it does look like Mia is already coming back around for points.
And Swift Justice to get a seat in the penalty box. So this will be a power jam from Mia Go Ham. Didn't even seem to slow down there. I mean, her players were already getting the pack moving, and she just needed a little bit of speed and a little bit of room.
And I do like that we're at 3 blockers and 3 blockers. It's just a lot more room on the track.
Windy City is adding a 4th, but that's just an additional helper for Mia Go Ham since one of her teammates.
And now the penalty box is empty, so we are back to 4 and 4.
Really like that Swift Justice is wearing, like a cheerleader skirt. Brings me back to the old days of Derby.
Yeah. I do like that. Now I'm thinking
Like a
about
little bit of flair.
Philly's old jerseys.
Oh, the dresses?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cute.
And it looks like, a penalty on Mia Go Ham. A cut call.
Mia Go Ham is such a fast and agile jammer, and as you've seen, a really high jumper as well. She has run into a lot of penalty trouble during this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you skate like that, when you take these leaps and you have these quick moves, it's a risky way than the boring way of jamming, of just staying in the middle and pushing. But when it works, it works. And when it doesn't work, you sit in the penalty box.
Definitely. It's a shame that the pivot from Wendy is also there. And now another blocker going to the box for Wendy. But it looks like both the pivot and Mia Go Ham are standing.
And I see 4 points being awarded to Detroit. They haven't been put on the scoreboard yet, or maybe they have, but it seems like it's been a while since Detroit has scored. Oh, there they go.
Yeah, they went 2 jams without scoring.
Okay, so 82-50 now for Windy City.
But they've only scored in 2 out of the last 5 jams, so.
Maybe it's all part of a plan. Ah, there we go. That's Jillian Rickard, number 8, coming through, or I guess rather 08, coming through for Detroit. Awarded lead jam real quick. She just got knocked out by number 504, Phoebe 5 Did I get it all?
You did.
But Jillian Rickard is so fast that she was able to re-enter immediately and is already completed with her scoring pass.
And Phoebe with a barrel roll there. Just after turn 1.
And Mia Go Ham is also on a scoring pass. She just jumped the 8 away, the kind of the mix of the apex and the straightaway, where they two meet. Jillian Rickard again going long on this jam. Right now, it looks like she has a 4-point advantage. Nope, they're both at 8-8 at the moment.
Yeah, she's going to have to get through this and call it or keep running it.
The gamble paying off a little bit here. Jillian Rickard.
That was a nice little pirouette from Jillian Rickard.
Staying on her feet. Mia Go Ham is being contained in the back by Detroit. So now Jillian has been able to put on an extra 4. They're no longer going 4 for 4 here.
Now things slowing down a bit.
And I see that Mia has actually taken off her star, which is always a hard decision to make when you're on a scoring pass. It looks like Jillian has called off the jam. Windy City picks up another 2, so a total of 10. But Detroit has 15 in that one. So 92-65 in favor of Windy City, and we have a timeout for the Windy City Rollers. Detroit's gone on a little bit of a scoring tear in the last few jams, and they want to regroup and get back to discussing their defense.
Yeah, picking up 19 points in those last 2.
So many stats. I'm so impressed that you're able to keep stats and watch the game and talk.
Multitasking.
Meanwhile, I keep getting distracted by a GIF on Twitter that's next to me of
It's so cute, the little excited duck.
tap dancing ducks.
Want to give a big shout out and thank you to the Santa Cruz Derby girls for hosting an amazing tournament. So many good matchups, back to back to back to back to back in the same weekend.
Team timeout is over. You see 32 for Detroit. McDonald? Is that McDonald? So many numbers, so many players.
Yep, oh, you're good. Yeah. And Isabella Allende, number 77.
It's the longest 30 seconds in the world when you come back from a timeout.
Now I know how that little duck feels in that gif. Multiplayer block called on a Detroit blocker. There are currently 2 sitting in the box. And Isabella Allende able to pick up lead with McDonald still. Oh, it looks like she's taken off the helmet cover. A windy blocker going to the box now. And there has been a star pass. That's Ringer. Number 193, your jammer of record for Detroit.
I think that might be the first time that she's worn the star so far in this first period. Ooh, that is 2 laps in a row that Isabel Allende just did that same move,
yeah.
The same skirt the outside move.
And Ringer with a, excuse me, puberty apparently. Ringer with a 4-point scoring pass. Isabel Allende continuing to run it. Another 4 points going to Windy.
I mean, I'm surprised that, when people still have a voice at the end of a 3-day tournament.
We do have gum, and there were some lozenges here just a moment ago at the announcer table.
All right, so Windy City opting to run this jam. You see that happen a lot when the stars pass the pivot. A lot of times the opposing team will be like, well, that's not a jammer, that's a pivot. So let's keep running her. It backfires when the pivot is also a jammer.
Yeah. Or used to be a jammer all the time and now is a blocker and mostly pivot.
Yeah, exactly.
One might call that a ringer.
Oh. Yeah. Wise choice, though, to go long in Windy City's favor. They were able to get a 21-point jam to Detroit 7 there. So that's, hold on, let's do some math. Is that a net 14?
Yes.
So a net 14 for Windy City, bringing them up to 113 to 72 with just about 4 minutes left in the first period.
And Swift Justice going up against Bambi Bloodlust.
Bambi Bloodlust, for those of you watching at home, I don't know, is it just me? You can chime in on Twitter at hashtag Boardwalk Empire 2018. Reminds me so much of Haas the Boss. I keep seeing it out of the corner of my eyes and being like, Haas? No, not Haas. We do not have the Texas Roller Girls here.
I see it.
Well,
yeah.
It's the ponytail.
Yeah, I think it is. Ooh. A big hit from number 40, Kelly Genai.
And that is going to send Bambi Bloodlust to the box. She didn't look super stoked to get that call.
She didn't look super stoked.
No.
Oh man.
Looked a little bothered by it. And Swift Justice is the only jammer scoring at the moment. She's going to net 5 points for that pass. That put her about even with Bambi, who was also on her first scoring pass at the time of the penalty. And Bambi Bloodlust is back on the track. Ooh. Again, there are some big, hard, sweeping hits in this game.
Yeah.
She just took one, took it to the ground, but was able to pop back up and narrowly miss another one. And she is out for 4.
Things now starting to slow down a bit.
You gotta imagine that. Everyone's feeling it. 2 minutes left in the period. These have been some very long jams. There's been a lot of 2-minute jams, a lot of running long. It's gonna be a very much needed intermission.
Under 10 seconds left. And you could see it from Bambi there. She's kind of psyching herself up like, oh man, I'm going. It's happening.
She's just like, well, I guess I gotta keep doing this.
And at the end of Jam 18, a 10-8 jam in favor of Detroit.
I see a tweet here from Habeas Corpses. All those jammer endurance drills paying off.
Oh, man.
At Windy City Roller. Also, hashtag magical realism. So I don't know if that's a Windy City thing or a Habeas Corpses thing. I don't know. Chime in. Tell me. With about a minute and a half left in the period, the score is 122-82 in favor of Windy City. They have Ashley Perrin out jamming against
Jillian Ruckert, who is now going to the box.
Lots of jammer penalties in this game.
Yeah, this is now a power jam for Windy. Windy losing their pivot. Losing her to the penalty box. It's not that they can't find her.
I mean, hopefully she'll return. Not lost forever to the penalty box. Yeah. Ashley Perrin has 2 to beat in the front. Woo! But then here comes in some sweeping offense from one of her teammates, who is moving too fast for me to catch her name or number.
Yeah, that was some nice hits there from the blockers from Windy.
Jillian Ruckert is back on the track, I think looking to complete her initial pass.
Yeah, I believe so.
And that'll do it. That'll be the initial pass for her. About less than 30 seconds left on the period clock. The jam clock has a little bit more. Jillian Ruckert is going to call it. We'll see if we get a timeout here to get one more jam in before the half.
Well, Perrin calling it. And a timeout called by Detroit.
I mean, got to use those timeouts sometime. Might as well use them in the last 11 seconds of the first period. And I see a tweet from the Derby Apex on our timeline here saying, loving, all capital letters, loving all the matchup Derby played in the Windy versus Detroit game. And I'm curious, does he mean that the jammers are matching each other, that they're sending out certain combinations?
Possibly. You could provide more info.
Or does he mean that they're matching each other on points? You know, with all these long jams, we've seen a lot of 4 and 4 and then 4 and 4.
Well, I know that coming into this game and just seeing, how the teams were playing, I thought that the blocking style of Detroit was going to be great against the jamming style of Windy. We've been talking about how they're very physical, and, sometimes, especially, in those long jams, they're throwing out those big hits and maybe not exactly positionally blocking as much.
Mm-hmm. Speaking from experience as someone who played Windy City just a few hours ago, you can't rely too much on the big hits with their jammers because they can take the hit and still manage to land a toe stop, and that's all they need.
Yeah.
And then they skip through it. It's like you really, I think you got to lock them down more as like a contained wall, which looks like what Detroit is doing right now in the front.
But it does seem like the blockers from Windy rising to the occasion physically so far in this game.
Time has expired on the period clock. I see that Mia Goham has lead jam status. Race McChaser right behind her, literally chasing her. Literally McChasing her.
They have a McChaser and a McDonald.
There's also isn't there a McNugget somewhere in here? Oh, McChugget. There's a McChugget on the Windy City Rollers. So Mia Goham right now, she's picked up 10 points. I believe Racer McChaser is currently stuck on her first scoring pass. Racer looked like she was about to play a little bit of defense, but Mia quickly got away from that. Has gone on to score another 5. Right now we're at 15 for Mia, and until Racer completes this pass, we're unsure of how many she's currently been awarded. All right, so another seemingly easy 5 for Mia. She's going to call it. That is going to be intermission, and that is a huge jam for Windy City. Looks like 20, possibly 25.
An official review being called by Detroit.
Okay, so before we dismiss you guys, intermission may or may not have some interesting information coming up about an official review. Was that Detroit calling the official review?
That was, yeah.
All right. Oh, it appears. Just heard from Beaker, the Muppet, that we have lost one of our camera angles. Looks like he's trying to get that under control, though. Big thanks to him for doing basically all the work to have this live stream going this weekend. He shook his head, but I mean...
But who else?
But who was doing it, Beaker? Who was doing it?
He's modest, but he deserves all of the praise for the amazing stream.
You should definitely go check out his Facebook page. You can find him at Derby by Beaker the Muppet. Not only does he do this live stream, he's also a Derby photographer. Takes some excellent photos. And speaking of photos, we'd also like to take a minute to recognize the photographers that joined us for the weekend. Mark, Knucklebeast Knuckleby, and JM Nightmare Night. You can look for their photos after this weekend on the Boardwalk Empire Facebook page. I believe if you head there now, there have been a couple of links already posted by Knucklebeast. He loves to get those up as quickly as possible.
And for everyone interested in tickets for WFTDA playoffs, they do go on sale in June of this year. You can get all ticket information at WFTDA.com/tickets. You can also get tickets for champs in August. Go ahead and just bookmark WFTDA.com/champs if you want to stay up to date on everything. You can get information on playoffs and champs and other tournaments at WFTDA.com/tournaments.
Do you have any plans to go to any of these locations? Well, I guess it kind of depends, huh? No one knows which teams are going where yet. Can't wait to find out.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are really stoked about Nolens. A lot of people stoked about Nolens.
Oh, do you remember when I was earlier talking about #magical realism?
Yes.
Well, this goes to show you how much I read. That is a genre of fiction that the Chilean writer Isabel Allende takes her name after.
Ah, cool.
And if you watch if you watch the program Jane the Virgin, they talk about that all the time, so I should have known that.
Ah, well, I wanted to mention earlier, we were saying how the WFTDA has 422 member leagues and 46 apprentice leagues spanning 6 continents, and you said you remembered when they had like
20. Yeah.
So that's going to be your #MyDerbyAge.
I did a Derby age, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh, no, actually, yeah. My Derby age was that I remember when the highest scoring jam on record was 17 points, and we were shocked. It was scored by Snot Rocket, who later changed her name to Kelly Young, played for Kansas City, scored 17 points, and this was like everyone's brains exploded. Like, 17 points all on your own? Now, of course, I hear the current record might be 50.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
If anyone knows the actual record or can look it up and let us know, you can tweet us or just do #Boardwalk Empire 2018.
And also #MyDerbyAge.
Yeah, and #MyDerbyAge. We'll go ahead and find that. Looks like we do have, it is officially intermission.
Rex
We'll
Blocker.
have more information on you.
I don't know what the reviews were, but you got that it was both teams took their official review at the end of the period.
So we're hearing from
We
Rex
did not
Blocker
get
that both of the teams opted to use their official review at the end of the period. We don't know what they were for, but both teams chose to use them.
FYI.
Well, we'll give you more information on that when we come back. We'll see y'all back here in about 9 minutes. And welcome back. Just under 2 minutes left in the intermission, but we do have information for you on the official reviews. There's an official review for each team. And Detroit was requesting a forearm call on the black jammer. But after conferring, the refs decided, nope, didn't see one of those. So a no forearm call there. And then Windy City was requesting on red 620. That's laser beam. They were saying that she grabbed the jammer's arm and then turned and threw her to the ground. So there was a penalty assessed, but they were requesting an upgrade to an expulsion. And after deliberating, the officials decided that, yes, actually that was indeed grounds for expulsion.
Wish granted. So about a minute before we start the second period. It's been a long weekend, but there's not much to see of the audience right now. They are starting to pack up the chairs. I was just telling Larry, it feels a little bit like when you're at a bar and they turn on the lights. Like, wait, we're not done yet. We're still having fun.
Hey, come on, man.
But there is an after party for the tournament, and I think that the people that are on the cleaning crew here, they want to get to that after party too.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna have an after party at the Creek Place directly after the tournament. It is newly owned and operated by a Santa Cruz Derby Girls family, Chuck and Victoria Mayhem. Victoria Mayhem used to play on the Boardwalk Bombshells. Mm-hmm. The Crepe Place will be hosting this year's epic Boardwalk Empire after party. They serve drinks, crepes, and desserts for all the skaters, official staff, volunteers, and guests. And on tap, there's going to be the Derby Girl 2.0 IPA from the New Bohemia Brewing Company that was specifically brewed in honor of the Santa Cruz Derby Girls.
And there's going to be a live band, the Fruity Flavors, a local favorite. I believe they go on at 10.
And they're donating some of their proceeds from their show to the Santa Cruz Derby Girls. We really have the best sponsors in the Derby community.
I'm going to have to agree with you.
All right, so we are officially underway again. I see that
Perrin up at the front. Oh, yep, just picked up the jammer for Windy.
Against Jillian Rookard, which, it does seem like they might be matching jammers here. Mm-hmm. We have seen this combination. Very similar jammers, it seems. And they both have blue skates. That is my hard-hitting journalism. So Ashley Perrin threw for her first scoring pass. It is 5 points. Jillian Rookard now out behind her. Windy City's bench coach doing something with his hands. I'm not sure what that sign was, but the end result is Windy City calling off the jam after being taken out.
And that was the fastest spin I maybe have ever seen. Perrin at the end there, very quickly getting her hips in front of two of the blockers from Detroit. So a 7-point total on that jam.
Just in case you were curious, I am being told by Lazy Femme on Twitter that the most points scored in a WFTDA single jam is 50 points by a jammer named Slim Skady on April 27th, 2013, which coincidentally was a couple days ago and a couple years ago. I don't know what day it is anymore. So Mia Goham jamming against Racing Chaser. Mia Goham is out with lead. Racing Chaser still being held up in the front by a tripod. Bork, Bork, Bork looks like she's back there playing offense for Mia Goham. Funnest name to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And she does have time to play offense here for Mia, considering that Racing Chaser has just gotten out.
Detroit now losing their pivot to the penalty box. Mia Goham's going to call off the jam as Racing Chaser is approaching the back of the pack. And 4 points going to Windy.
Score is 161-86 right now. Windy City. Just 27 minutes left. There's only 27 minutes left.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Just 3 minutes gone by is probably what I meant to say.
Isabel Allende jamming for Windy alongside McDonald, number 3-2. And lead going to Isabel Allende.
Is Windy City getting all the leads so far this period?
That is correct. 3 in a row so far.
All the leads.
And actually, they were able to get lead on the last 4 jams of the first half.
So they're on a seven jam lead jam streak. The star is off for McDonald, but her pivot is behind her, working on a tripod to hold back Isabel Allende. I'm not good at that. So while she does still have the star off, she's got no one to pass it to at the moment. She's going to re-enter at the back of the pack, so she might be able to pass it off to her pivot now if she desires.
Getting closer and closer. Looks like 241 is reaching for the star. Reaching for the stars!
Reach for the star, kid. We have 15 points on the board for Windy City right now. Coming in again for another scoring pass. And the star has been passed! Been passed to number 241, the Lollipops them hard.
And Windy calling it after picking up, looks like, an additional 4 points. Going to be a 19-point total jam and 0 for Detroit. Also none for Gretchen Wieners.
I see a tweet here from Tricky Pixie saying, making us proud, Windy City, hashtag Boardwalk Empire 2018, hashtag we're going to be really good this year.
Yep.
Very long hashtag. Sometimes you got to use all the words to make the point. Jillian Rickard coming out with lead. Bambi Bloodless actually still in the back of the pack, going up against the pivot for Detroit. The 241. Lollipops Amar, who was just jamming.
And Jillian Rickard.
So this does break the lead jam streak.
A little bit of the
Windy
announcer
City.
curse, but that's fun.
You're welcome, Detroit.
Bambi Bloodlust out and coming back around to pick up points. Ooh, and it looks like she gets called
High block.
on a high block. Yep, so she's going to go to the box.
So Jillian, the only jammer on the track, has completed at least one scoring pass. I believe is on her second. Detroit really needs this opportunity to put double digits up on the board to get themselves over the century mark and a little bit closer to Windy City. Jillian opts to call, though. She was facing a really tough wall. She had 4 blockers in Windy City. It's like maybe they'd rather ice Bambi, keep her in the box, and start on a power jam. See if they can cover some more ground that way with Racer and Chaser as jammer.
Looks like she picked up 8 points on 2 passes.
Not going to turn that down.
Not going to look down at 8 points. And once again, Bambi Bloodlust still in the box at the beginning of this jam.
And Detroit lining up to do some offensive sweep from the inside.
Ooh, but Windy doing a great job reforming at the front.
They were able to capture one player, but she has snuck through to rejoin her pack. Bambi Bloodlust back out now. Does have the opportunity to get lead if she makes it out of there before Racer does.
It's some great offense.
But there goes Racer McChaser.
Number 622 Kidney Lopper was doing a great job providing offense for Bambi Bloodlust, who is now out of the pack.
Oh, was Racer McChaser already lead? Because he just... No, okay. I think maybe there might have been a little confusion there. He was holding up points, but he meant to hold up lead jammer status.
And another power jam as Bambi Bloodlust back in the penalty box. Racer going up against that tripod in the front. A nice job by Kate and Destroy, trying to recycle her all the way to the back, but Detroit's blockers are not going to go for that. You know who else can't go for that? Hall & Oates.
So I have a tweet here from Yo Girl Kira that says, please stop mentioning Detroit scoring points. You're just going to curse us, fam. Okay, fine. I will never mention Detroit again. Just kidding. It has to happen.
It's going to be an awkward 22 minutes. But I hear ya.
But I see 3 points for Racing Chaser. I believe the jam ref whistle is going in to talk to the scoreboard. He had originally shown the signal for 5, but that was an error. So I think he's just confirming that they did not put up 5 for Detroit. It was just a 3-point jam.
Looking that way. So there was a thing that Detroit did that we're not going to talk about.
And it looks like Windy City's bench coach is... Oh, so we have a timeout. We have a timeout for Detroit. Mm-hmm. And I see Windy City's bench coach in the middle. And it looks like he's clarifying, like, did you seriously give them 5 points? And he's like, no, I didn't. I was just checking to make sure that you guys were watching.
And he's like, okay, cool. But I'm still going to have a really stern face. Which I get.
Yeah, hopefully they can work. Oh, my goodness.
I thought we were going to have, like, a dirty dancing moment on the track.
I mean, they looked really... like, pleased, but I don't know what they were going for.
Yeah.
But, you gotta have fun, especially, end of a long weekend. A lot of teams traveled very far and very long to get out here. See a tweet here from Payne Jacobs. Kate and Stories blocking on the line is what dreams are made of. Maybe dreams for some people, perhaps nightmares for others.
But yeah, especially in that last jam.
See, again, we have Ashley Perrin going up against Jillian Rickard. Ashley Perrin out with lead. Jillian Rickard being recycled to the back of the pack by Bork. And Jillian Rickard getting extremely physical there to try to fight her way out of the pack. Almost had it. Was knocked out at the last second by the pivot number 8 for Windy City, who did her own spin move to get back and draw her back to the back of the pack in the back.
Had a snack in the back of the pack on the track.
Ooh. See, I hear whistle. Bork is being sent off. We have Ashley Perrin still scoring. 10 points on the board right now. Looks like Jillian Rickard has fought her way out. We're going to see here if Windy City is going to continue to do these long jams, but it looks like she might be ready to call it.
And there you go. $13-point jam total for Windy. There's a little bit of, let's see, some chit-chat going on. It looks like it's over. Just double-checking things, I think, between the officials. Number 2-8, Racer McChaser on the line against number 1-7, Mia Goham. Ooh. Quick work of that pack by Racer McChaser as Windy is down a blocker and a pivot, but now Bork coming back onto the track. And Detroit losing their pivot to the box.
Racer McChaser opts to end that one relatively early, considering some of the ways that these jams have been going. Scores 4 points, calls it, getting a fresh line out there. Do you see what looked like some skate repair on one of the jam refs here? PK Biddy. But everything's under control. Swift Justice is out on the line. We haven't seen her in a while.
And Hannibal Wrecker, I believe, number 820. Yes, number 820, Hannibal Wrecker, now jamming for Windy. So a new challenger approaches on the jam line. Ooh, Swift Justice called.
But Windy City's jammer is in the box as well.
Ah. Looks like those happened at about the same time.
Both jammers back on the track, so this will go a full 2 minutes. Oh! Windy City jammer back to the box. So Swift Justice is out, obviously not lead, since we had jammer penalties on both sides. Coming in for an initial pass. Looks like Detroit is looking to sweep the inside, which worked beautifully. Picks up 5 points for the team who shall not be named.
For, I don't know, someone who's doing some stuff.
Coming back in for another pass here. Looks like Detroit's going to try the inside sweep again. Not as successful this time, and now they've realized that Hannibal Wrecker is coming back in, so they need to set up and play defense. Okay, Swift Justice has taken her star off. Her pivot is being pushed way, way, way away from her. She's on a scoring pass, so I think she realized it's not the best time to pass the star, and she has put the star back on her head. And a good thing she did so, because she was able to score all 5 points now that the star is back on her head and she is out. Ooh. Simultaneous whistle sending Windy City pivot and blocker to the box. And I heard a bunch of whistles. I was looking down at the roster, so I don't know if it was called off. No, it couldn't have been called off. It must have been 2 minutes.
It did go the full 2 minutes. Another 5 points going to a team.
15 points. So that was a great jam to have at
15 points on the board. Yep.
$193 Windy City, $116 Detroit All-Stars. You see McDonald back on the line going up against Isabel Allende. Did I get it right that time?
Allende, yeah.
Somebody, the Windy City Rollers tweeted with a helpful emoji phonetics. An I, an end, and a ya.
Huh.
And she is out with lead. Okay, Isabel Allende is being sent to the box.
Ooh, after having picked up lead, so this is now going to go the full 2 minutes. But a 5-point scoring pass already from McDonald.
I see a cut, but he was also signaling an illegal procedure, it looked like. And I guess a cut is an illegal thing to do, so maybe it's just putting some extra on it. McDonald.
An emphatic cut call.
3 for 10 so far. Whoa! She's coming out on a scoring pass and just seemed to upend the Windy City blocker.
4 points on that, and as there was a no pass, no penalty.
That was on Kidney Lopper. She kind of sent her airborne, but then was able to get back on her feet.
And Isabel Allende now back on the track.
Got both jammers back in. No lead again. Got 30 more seconds left in this jam. McDonald so far 14 points to 0. Really hoping Detroit here on these back-to-back big jams. Isabel Allende getting totally hemmed up here by Detroit's tripod. They're being very physical.
There was some help there by blocker number 350. That's Rachel Rage.
Kelly Jenai for Detroit, where she was just giving Isabel the business. And speaking of the business, Isabel Allende did an apex jump. Didn't land it on her feet, but landed it in bounds. That's got to count for something.
Style points for sure.
Style points and actual points. So I see a timeout happening. I do see some discussion with the ref and the scoreboard, so I think we're going to get some points clarification. Right now, it's looking like Detroit 14 and Windy City 4, which, Windy City 9. So that would put Windy City at 202.
That must have been after the last little apex jump from Isabel Allende.
Got another 4. So we have Windy City at 202, Detroit All-Stars at 130. 72-point difference. Not huge. Definitely not huge.
Still half of this period left.
Got a tweet here from Hardcore. This Windy City versus Detroit Derby game is everything I love about Midwest Derby. Midwest Derby in California.
And if your friends and family want to know what's happening during this game, but they can't watch the live stream, go ahead and have them check out the official Boardwalk Empire Tournament Facebook page. You can also check out all of the scores, photos, and event updates from the whole weekend if you want to catch back up on some things that you may have missed.
Oh, and look who it is. It's Jillian Rickard versus Ashley Perrin. Who'da thunk? Both of them going for it. Looks like Jillian Rickard's going to get out with the lead. She was able to just shrug off one last player there on the turn. Ashley Perrin heading to the penalty box. So it's a power jam for Detroit.
Oh, that was so close. Oh, that's going to be a directional call on Bork. She was just trying to recycle the Detroit Jammer, but she hit a blocker on her way.
And Windy City is just funneling players to the penalty box. But, we got one back on the track now. So they were down to 2. They were able to get another blocker out there. But Jillian Rickard was not fazed by having a third blocker. She's through again for 5 points. 10 so far. Star has been passed to
the captain,
Entropy. It's one of the skaters we saw doing the Dirty Dancing dance on the line there.
Ah, yes.
So
I kind of want to ask them what they were actually doing, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Dirty Dancing move it can't be better than that, right?
I see Jillian is opting to go long for points here. Entropy was able to get 4, but Jillian currently has 14, so she's staying above with this.
Ooh.
Works out in her favor. Entropy is being sent off to the penalty box for a high block. Lots of high blocks.
Lots of high blocks.
Lots of high blocks being called on the Jammers.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit emphatically insisting that Jillian Rickard call off the jam. She didn't actually look like she wanted to.
Yeah, her face was like, fine.
But I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
Derby Twitter earlier was giving me an opportunity to reminisce about all the super sweet dogs we've had in the building. We are a very dog-friendly state, dog-friendly city, dog-friendly league. The Santa Cruz Derby Girls parties every year at an organization as a featured nonprofit. This year it is the Santa Cruz SPCA.
And they had dogs at the home bouts. I hope that continues for the rest of the season.
I think it will. Yes. To see Racing McChase starting here in a power jam. I believe MGP is... Mm-hmm. Is she standing?
She is standing.
Okay.
A Detroit blocker now heading back to the track.
Lead not assessed yet, so MGP is on the track now. Could still earn it. But I think that number 119 for Detroit thinks otherwise. Took her out in the turn and dropped her all the way back.
That was Nikki Knoxum. Knoxing him
Sure
right
did.
out there.
I mean, Racing McChaser is still fighting that wall in the front. Oh, she was almost out. She caught the edge. Has to be recycled to the back of the pack. Her and MGP are now kind of in the same situation.
And Windy losing another one of their blockers. They also lost their pivot to the penalty box. And I did not catch the number of that pivot. That's in the box.
2-4, I believe. Oh, look, there it goes. Racing McChaser out with lead. 47 seconds left in this. That was a minute and 13 seconds to get lead jam.
That was rough.
That's a tough one.
On the pivot. Oh, that's Phoebe FIFO Fum. Meanwhile, Entropy is out of the pack. Done with her initial. Coming back around for points. Ooh, making pretty quick work of the pack there.
So Racer opted to call there. It looks like, though, that MGP was able to come in and score points. I don't see any points on the board for...
I think they're delivering 3.
Sure. Okay, yeah, they're talking. So, despite having the lead jammer status, the jam is going to go in favor of Windy City. So, it's going to put them at 211 to Detroit's 152. There's still 11 minutes left, and Detroit has gone on several double-digit scoring jams, so see if we can get some more of those. And I think that's what Jillian Rickard would like to do. She just skated backwards out of that turn and was just like, I got work to do.
I mean, they've scored, I believe, 49 points in the last 4 jams. So.
Wow. She's
and
coming.
only 15 before that, so.
And both jammers now on their scoring pass. Looks like Jillian is going to keep going. They've got Mia Goham trapped up there in the back. She is eligible to be scoring points. Don't know if she's made it past the hips of anybody yet. Oh no, forearms. So many forearms this weekend. It's going to send Jillian Rickard to the box.
So this jam is definitely going to go for another just over a minute and 10 seconds. Mia Goham done with, looks like that was her initial pass, Mia Goham. So now she's going to be coming back around for points.
Oh.
There is one blocker from Detroit in the back. And 3 up in front, along with the pivot for Windy City. Number 8, Rita Hateworthy.
And Mia Goham just put her arms up like she was going to call it.
But actually, she ends up going to the box.
Well, and also she wasn't the lead jammer.
She was not.
So, no, you can't do that for 2 reasons.
Jillian Rickard back on the track and getting through the pack. Going up against Boardwalk now. Being assisted by Rita Hateworthy. Number 8. Getting her hips around. Ooh, deking.
She gets super
Number
low.
451, Animal Lee.
Super low, goes front to back, backwards to forwards. Like, very impressive agility. Oh, so spinny. So pretty. And she's about to face off with Regina Spektor, but Regina Spektor went out of bounds, and Jillian shot up the lane.
That was a beautiful move.
All right, long jam is long, but it is over. Now I'm showing 13 points for Detroit, 4 for Windy City. Score is now 215 to 165 in favor of Windy City. That is 50 points? Yeah, 50 points.
It was up to, I believe, 72 points earlier, so.
Yeah. You know, we stopped talking about a certain team scoring a certain thing, and we're helping. But we're not supposed to help, so I'm going to go back to saying the words.
But we can still be fun, V.
I try. So I see a timeout here. I'm not sure if it's a team timeout or an official timeout. Oh. I don't know. They fixed it, whatever it was.
Lining up now, we've got Ashley Perrin, number 312 for Windy, and way in the back is Racy McChaser, number 28. Ooh, and a high block called on Windy City. She is aghast.
Another high block called on a jammer. Usually the jammers are the ones that are getting high blocked in the face, but they've been handing out those forearms and high blocks on those jammers. But you know, Racy McChaser's cool with that. She's out. She's lead. She scored 5. She's coming in for another pass. She's got her pivot and another teammate back there helping her playing offense. Just what a good teammate will do. Give you a little O. See, Detroit is lining up in a tripod. Oh, I see. Ashley Perrin's coming back on the track, so they are making a defensive wall way in the back.
And she's coming through with speed here.
Yeah.
Oh, breaks right through those 2 blockers in the back.
But yeah, they are recovering it pretty well. She is able to fight them off. Racer through for another pass. So that's 15 total.
Telling her blockers to get back up to the front so she can try to score some points before Perrin comes around.
And then they're going to go 2 for 2 on that one. So it's going to be a 17-2 jam for Detroit. So 217 to 182, Windy City. Do you have any information on how many points they might have scored in the last 2 jams? It seems like a lot.
Oh man, yeah, it's a lot. Those last 2 jams they scored 17 and 13, so that's 30 points. And then, I mean, they've been scoring since the last time they haven't scored in a jam was jam 6.
Oh wow, we are in jam 14. This period's going by pretty fast. We only have 6.5 minutes left. I see Bambi Bloodless in the front there getting a little bit of help from her offensive blocker to get her out for lead. Windy City knows there's not much time left. They still have the lead, but it's not a big lead anymore. And they got to start putting some more points up.
And I see McDonald with the helmet cover in hand.
And that's Bambi through for her first 5. McDonald is out, though. Interesting to see what Bambi's bench will tell her to do here. And they tell her to call it. She's going to get another 4 on that. So it's going to be a 9-0 jam for Windy City. We have a timeout for Detroit. Wait. Yes, timeout for Detroit.
And want to give a thank you to the following local sponsors: Amory Body Arts, Anatometal, Bay Federal Credit Union, New Bohemia Brewing Company, Nourish, Santa Cruz Life, TAM Communications, Vital Bulk, and Westside Aerobics and Martial Arts. Thank you for your support.
I also want to give a special shout out and thank you to all the companies that have donated items to help us welcome the visiting teams. We're able to put out some gift baskets that we'll be showing some pictures of later on in line on our Instagram and Twitter feeds. The following companies were able to donate items: Skateworks, which is our local skateboard shop; Vitable, Togos, Sure Grip. Is it Sisu? I never know how to say that. CC Mouse Guards. Yeah. Rydell, Adam, S1, Smith Scab, and Rollerbones. I saw those gift baskets earlier, and I took pictures like these are going on the internet. They are beautiful.
And back to the action. We've got Jillian Rickard jamming for Detroit up against number 7-7, Isabella Allende.
I feel like we haven't seen Isabel in a while. I don't know. It's all a blur.
Yeah, we haven't seen her since back in Jam 9.
Jillian Rickard out with lead jammer status. She's getting a lot of this work done. There's tweets coming in like fast and furious. The last three. Rickard having a game right now. Rickard with 2 hearts. Watching Rickard skate is all the motivation I need to work on my edges. Like she's riling up the fan base right now on #Derby Twitter.
It was nice to see some of those sweet moves in front of us right here at turn 4.
But Jillian Rickard has been sent to the box. I missed the call. She had lead jam, so it is going to go 2 minutes.
So many 2-minute jams. So many.
Isabella Allende is already scored 5.
Coming back around for more.
3 for another 5. Ooh, takes a coat. Ooh, the big collision there in turn 3.
That was number 1-4, Oirish. Affectionately nicknamed Oi.
All right, another big spill in turn 4.
Oh man!
I mean, we're down to 5 minutes left in the game, and things are getting serious. Hits are getting bigger, moves are getting bigger.
And Jillian Rickard now coming back around with some speed.
And she's skating faster, like ooh, hate and destroy. That's that dream line that they were talking about earlier. Able to take Jillian Rickard out and draw her back just a little bit. Just a little bit, but enough, because she is now contained in the front by Windy City's tripod.
Isabella Allende now taking a little bit more time getting back onto the track.
5 seconds left in this jam.
Another nice hit from Oi.
Everyone's kind of actually slowing down right about now. They're like, oh yeah, good lord.
They're like, okay, we feel it. It's time, right? It's time. And at the end of things, a 23-7 jam in favor of Windy.
So we have Windy City Rollers with 249 points and Detroit with 189 points. About 60 points, I believe.
Yep.
So we got down.
And that's math.
Yeah, and we got down to 50 and under. But that last jam for Windy City, straight back up to 60 points.
Yeah, they really capitalized on that power jam.
See Mia go ham in the front. She took a spill, and it looked like just maybe one of her hands went out of bounds, so she was able to stay on the track and get lead jammer status. Racing McChaser still stuck in the back here, hasn't quite crossed the pivot line yet, being held up by pivot Phoebe Fofum. It's a lot of P's and F's to get out there. Another 5 points for me. Actually, that might be the first 5 points.
I believe so, yeah. First scoring pass.
45 seconds in this jam. She got a fast lead jam status, but it took a while to get that first scoring pass completed. Racing McChaser opting to draw Mia back. And now Racer playing a little bit of defense. It's an interesting tactic considering that there's only
time is running out.
Time is running out, and Detroit really does need the points.
Ooh, and Bork hitting Racing McChaser out.
But I can understand it. Sometimes you just don't want to go for it.
And another 4 points going to be go ham on that pass. So a 9-0 jam in favor of Windy.
See McDonald on the jam line for Detroit and Ashley Paranon for Chicago. Windy City.
Ooh. Looks like this is going to be a power jam.
High block.
Yep.
High block called on the jammer.
And let's see if McDonald is able to get past those remaining blockers. Now just one blocker remaining.
I have a feeling that Ashley Perrin and her bench staff are maybe going to want to talk to the officials after this and find out like what they saw for these high blocks, because she doesn't seem to think that she's committing them.
Yeah, sometimes going to the box with an expression that's of complete disbelief.
And sometimes as a skater, you have to ask, like, you keep calling this on me.
Yeah, what
are you
is it?
seeing?
Yeah,
like what do you see? That helped me the other day finding out what I was doing wrong. We're all still learning, all the time. So we got McDonald, lead jammer, being drawn back. Ashley Perrin is back. That was her initial pass.
And Detroit's bench asking McDonald to call it, and she does. Just over 30 seconds left on the game clock.
Okay, so Windy City has a pretty decent lead here. We're in the last few seconds of the period. Probably going to get just one more jam out here. Windy City looks incredibly calm and collected and confident. Going up against Racer McChaser, who is giving him a little shake, a little hit, a little juke here. Both jammers being pushed out in the turn there on the outside.
And also worth mentioning that Racer McChaser's been on a 2 or a 3 for the last several jams. So really putting in the work there at the end of this game.
Yeah, and Racer, it's paying off. Racer got lead there. Looks like Isabel Ayenja is still on our initial pass, still stuck.
Under a minute and a half left in the jam clock.
Right now, the point differential is about 65 points, although Racer McChaser is scoring at the moment, so as soon as some points go up on the board after she completes this pass, we'll have a little bit better understanding of the math. And there has been a star pass for Windy City to TB50 And Racer opts to call. There is no more time on the period clock. Racer scored 4 points. I don't believe Windy City was able to score in that jam. So there shouldn't be too much to debate when it comes to score. I believe Windy City will stay at 258. Detroit currently at 197 until we have official notice. Wow, that went by fast.
Yeah.
I guess that means Boardwalk Empire 2018.
Yeah, that's all, folks. And there's the final score, 258 Windy City to 197 for Detroit. A huge thanks to everyone who skated, officiated, NSO'd, announced, volunteered, live streamed, tweeted at us, watched these games, and of course cheered all weekend long. It takes a village. The Santa Cruz Derby girls are so glad that you could all be here for the 3rd annual Boardwalk Empire Tournament. We will see you all next year. I've been Lawrence of Alabia.
And I am still Veronica LaRosa.
Hope to see you at the after party.
Yeah, me and my dog will be there. All right, good night.